And I've had learners ask me, and I'm glad that nobody is afraid to ask me questions, because I don't just assume you know everything. And even, if it's a word like risk factor, I have to look it up and like, how do I explain what a risk factor is? So nutrient dense foods, what's a nutrient dense food? A learner asked me that, and I said, you know what? Let me explain it, because it sounds like we kind of know what it is, but it is in the word nutrient dense. So dense meaning like packed, right? Dense, like solid. So what it means is that it's any food that has lots of nutrients packed in there. In other words, if you're going to buy eat a bag of chips, that I did buy chips for the birthday, because that's one of my weaknesses. Now, if you look at the ingredients in the chips, I hate to even look, because it's sour cream and onion chips are my favorite. And I know it's all simulated flavor. There's no sour cream, and there's probably no onion in there either. It's all simulated, like made in a lab, a chemical lab. But I don't think it says there's vitamin A or vitamin C or, selenium or, minerals and vitamins in it. Like it doesn't have any vitamins, and it doesn't have any minerals. I think it has like zero, to be honest, unless it's like, like the new age kind of chips where they say, hey, it's made with whatever. That's not a nutrient dense food. What would you think is a nutrient dense food? What about a banana? If you were to break down a banana, and they don't put the ingredients list on a banana because it's a fresh fruit, but if you were to break it down and look, there's potassium in it, there's probably sodium in it, there's probably magnesium in it, there's probably vitamin C in it. Like, it's packed full. That's what we mean by nutrient dense. So how do you figure out what is nutrient dense? Well, all your fruits and vegetables, they're nutrient dense. They're just packed full. It's just like God created these amazing, if that you believe in God, created these amazing whole foods for us to eat, and they're packed full. Those are nutrient dense foods. So why are they important to us? Well, they're important because they protect against, mitigate against, and even cure some chronic diseases. No joke. If you look in research and studies, they've been known to do that. And not only that, slow down the aging effects of aging. I'm all for that. And promotes longevity. Now, I want great longevity as long as I'm healthy. Like, I don't want to, I'll say this right now, I don't want to be 95 and not be able to get out of my bed or get out of my seat, and I need someone to help me do this and stuff. Kill me now. Like, my nursing friends and I say that, just give me the injection and let me go. But that's when you're feeling crummy. Who wants to feel crummy for 20 years? No. I would like to become a centenarian. And does everybody know what that is? A centenarian? Yeah, 100. Centenarian is the fancy word for maybe getting to 100. Now, the way we're evolving, as long as, Amazon doesn't take over the world, or, Facebook, or what are they calling themselves now? Meta. It's so weird. I hardly watch the news, but I heard about that. Like, as long as there's nothing really, really terrible happening in this world, I'd love to live to 100 and have I'm 56 today. So can you imagine if I live till 100? That's almost another whole half of my life still to live. When you think of it in those terms. So why not be healthy? Why not be vibrant and just be this wise old soul traveling the world and doing whatever you can, within reason and within your budget, of course. Okay, so this is why we want to know about we want to know about healing foods. They're all nutrient dense, period. So all 7 foods we're going to talk about today are considered nutrient dense. The other thing I want to say is, I dried my hair and it's very, very flat right now. The other thing is, why do we call these foods healing, these nutrient dense foods? The reason that they are nutrient dense and healing is this one reason up on the screen: because they decrease inflammation in our bodies. That's the only reason. I mean, that's the big reason. They control inflammation. They reduce inflammation. What if you kind of were a little bit naughty, and you went out for lunch and you had the extra dessert, and then you had the glass of wine, and you had whatever. I mean, whether you want to call yourself, you fell off the wagon, or you fell off your good, clean living, eating, or whatever. We all have lovely things that we little occasional snacks and treats, that's fine. But what if you kind of know you overboarded your body with sugary stuff? Now, we know that sugar is a pro-inflammatory food. Sugar, period, increases inflammation just because it's sugar. So if you've been eating a lot of sugar, what's the best way to counteract that? It's by eating these foods that bring down inflammation. And you all know probably from the other classes you've come to of mine, omega-3 fatty acids also helps to decrease your inflammation. I think it was yesterday's class. It was a gentleman, JC, said to me, or he answered the question. I said, I was talking about inflammation. I said, the inflammation is never good in your body except for one time. When do you think inflammation is good in your body? Anybody?
Healing, getting rid of fluids.
Yeah, like when your body has an inflammatory response, it's warning you. It's going, hey, you bumped your knee. It's sore. You got to take it easy. This learner said yesterday, yeah, like if you're in sports or something and you bang yourself or you hurt yourself, inflammation is protecting the joint, right? Isn't that what it does? You banged your leg, and now your immune system's coming in there. Inflammation is building up the swelling to protect whatever is going on there. That's what inflammation really is, right? But do we need it to be going on 24/7 inside our bodies? We can't really see it. Sometimes we just pretend we can't even feel it. We just sort of feel crummy, but we've got all this bloating and inflammation and stuff going on inside. Can you imagine if that in that environment, it starts to fester after a little while? What do you think that becomes? Doesn't that turn into disease sometimes? Yeah. If your inflammation is ongoing and you're just like gonna be in denial and not notice what's going on, that's what can turn into cancers. That's what can turn you into, developing diabetes, heart disease. So you want to be nice and clean and low inflammation in your body at all times. And the only time you want to see inflammation is if you accidentally hurt yourself. So that I just wanted that to be clear to everybody, that there's never any good time for inflammation. So all these beautiful foods you see up on the screen, those are the vegetables and fruits that bring down inflammation. I'll talk a little bit more about, well, I'll just say it right now because since I already brought up sugar, the other really big thing that's not great for there are neutral foods too, right? But there's foods that lower it and there's foods that make it go up. Another food group that's not great for all of us, and I know, some of you are going to think, yeah, but I really enjoy eating it. So do I. Dairy, all dairy products from the cow, from the sheep, from the goat, they're all considered inflammatory foods for most of us humans. Some of us can get away with it and go, yeah, it doesn't bother me that much. But most of us, it increases that inflammation. So if your inflammation is already kind of here just because of your mixed diet, and you're eating a lot of dairy and you're noticing your aches and pains are worse, like your arthritis is flaring up, it might be because you've sort of increased that dairy. So just be